Hello everyone, welcome to the channel wherever you're watching from. Hope you're having a good day, a good week. And really quick before we get started, I am not a licensed financial advisor, so everything you hear on this channel is just my opinions. In this video, I have some very cool infographics to show you. I want to go over them, and there's 4 infographics I would like to share with you and one video, so stick around till the end. Let's jump in. So the first infographic here that I would like to go over with you is about how Bitcoin works, and it's a little bit small, so I had to download it to my computer. Basically, what is Bitcoin? Okay, so Bitcoin is digital money. You can't hold it in your hand, but you can send it, receive it, and store it just like cash. Think of it as digital cash that lives on the internet. It's not printed by any government or bank. It is used by millions of people around the world. It can be sent anywhere, anytime, and you don't need a bank to use it. And this is why many love Bitcoin so much because you don't need any middleman. You just send it. So if, for example, I use Bitcoin and I want to send it to someone else that has a Bitcoin wallet, you just simply send it to them. No hassle, very easy, and no matter the amount as well. So the second thing here, how does it work? You send Bitcoin to someone using a phone app or computer, and the network checks it. Basically, a bunch of computers all around the world, also known as nodes. Think of them as digital referees. Check that the transaction is valid. After that, the transaction is added to a digital record book called the blockchain. Number four, the Bitcoin is safely sent, fast, and securely. The blockchain is like a public record, also known as a ledger, public record book that anyone can see, but no one can change or cheat. That's what makes Bitcoin secure and trustworthy. Why do people use Bitcoin? Freedom, send money anywhere in the world without banks or middlemen. 24/7, it works around the clock every day of the year. Protection from inflation. Bitcoin has a limited supply, only 21 million will ever exist, so it can hold its value over time. You're in control, you own your Bitcoin, no bank can freeze or take it away. These things do not exist with a bank or with our current system, right? Um, if you want to make transactions, you can't do it 24/7. You don't have the freedom to send it anywhere in the world without a bank because you have to use a bank for that. Protection from inflation, you don't have it with the US dollar or any other fiat currency for that matter. And you're not in control because the bank can simply freeze your funds. Price goes up and down. Bitcoin's price can change a lot. Only invest what you can afford. Keep it safe. Use a trust app or wallet and keep your login info private. Keep learning. The more you learn, the more confident you'll feel. It's becoming mainstream. More and more stores, companies, and institutions accept Bitcoin every day. Bitcoin is just a new way to use and move money. It's secure, global, and increasingly popular. It won't replace the dollar overnight, but it's worth understanding. So, this is in a nutshell basically everything you need to know how Bitcoin works. We didn't really get into mining of how Bitcoin gets created into existence, but maybe that's for a separate video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on this video. I read all the comments and I'll definitely give you an answer. For the next one, we got the history of money, or actually more the evolution of money. And from ancient trade to digital currency, I found this pretty interesting. Number one, we had the barter system. Before 3000 BCE, people traded goods and services directly, like grain for tools. No money existed, just mutual need and agreement. And from that, we move to commodity money. From 3000 to 600 BCE, goods with intrinsic value, such as salt, cattle, shells, and metals, were used as a medium of exchange. They were portable stores of value. And from that, we went to from 600 BCE to 1000 CE, metal coins. The Lydians, modern day Turkey, mined the first metal coins around 600 BCE. Coins made trade easier, standardized value, and were widely adopted by civilizations. And from that, we move to paper money. From year 1000 to 1600 CE, during China's Song dynasty, paper money emerged. It later spread along trade routes and evolved in Europe centuries later. And from that, we move to banking and fiat money. From the year 1600 to 1970s, banks began issuing notes backed by gold or silver. Over time, governments created fiat money, currency not backed by physical commodities, based on trust in the government. And from that, we move to modern money. From the 1970s to the 2000s, the world moved to fully fiat currencies. Credit cards, ATMs, and digital banking made transactions faster and more convenient. With the rise of technology, then we move to digital money. From the year 2000s to the present, online payments, e-wallets, and mobile apps transformed how we send and spend money. Digital money lives on centralized systems run by companies and financial institutions. And from that, we are currently in the Bitcoin era, Bitcoin and decentralized money. In 2009, Bitcoin was created by an anonymous person or group, Satoshi Nakamoto. It introduced a decentralized peer to peer currency powered by blockchain technology, no banks and no middlemen, a new era of money based on code, transparency, and freedom. Money will keep evolving. From shells to smartphones, money reflects our progress. The future will bring new innovations, but the purpose remains the same: build trust, create value, and improve lives. So, very, very interesting how we evolved from the barter system to today with the peer to peer cash system known as Bitcoin. No middleman, no banks required, and that is revolutionary. The next thing here is this infographic right here. So we have from old to new fiat money. By the way, it's by Satoshi Bagger. Go follow him on X. Old versus new fiat money printed out of thin air loses value to Bitcoin, limited to 21 million sound money. So paper cash basically is printed out of thin air by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve, often shortened to the Fed, central banking system of the United States, created on December 1913. And it's basically the central bank of the United States, controlling the money supply and increasing the money supply, creating inflation. Basically, a very bad influence on the money supply, in my opinion. And then we have the banking system, centralized and frail, built on debt. And then we have from that Bitcoin network, decentralized and resilient, built on truth, which is very, very powerful. And debt slavery, work forever, own nothing, financial slavery, to Bitcoin freedom. Own your money, own your time, financial freedom. Very important infographic here. Very simple, short and sweet, shows you exactly how we are evolving, how basically Bitcoin can set you free in a sense, right? Because you are not reliant on the old system, the banking system, the corrupt system, and that's why more and more people are figuring it out and moving to Bitcoin. The next one I want to show you here is the top Bitcoin holding entities. So we have the amount of BTC holdings, the total supply of the network. You can see here United Kingdom, Tether, China, Fidelity, United States government, Binance, BlackRock holds 800, 800,000 Bitcoin. Strategy, Michael Saylor holds 800,000, 815,000. Coinbase, 976,000 Bitcoin. And the wallet of Satoshi Nakamoto, over a million Bitcoin, which is 5% of the whole supply. Very interesting. The video I wanted to show you, let's see.
To another subject, our competition with China isn't just about military strength, it also includes monetary strength as well. Last year, the Chinese Communist Party's main monetary think tank published research on Bitcoin as a strategic asset. This came after President Trump moved to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Admiral, how does leadership in Bitcoin impact leverage resilience, deterrence for Indo-PACOM against China? And do you think that a strategic Bitcoin reserve helps America compete against China?
Senator, our research into Bitcoin is as a computer science tool. It's the combination of cryptography, a blockchain, and a proof of work. And Bitcoin shows incredible potential as a computer science tool that through the proof of work protocols it actually imposes more cost than just the algorithmic securing of networks and our ability to operate. And Bitcoin is a reality. It is a valuable computer science tool as a power projection. And outside of the economic formulation of it, it has got really important computer science applications for cybersecurity.
Thank you. What recommendations do you have for us here in Congress on how the U.S. can lead on Bitcoin competition?
I'd have to go deeper on that with you for the record, and I can go deeper on that case. But Bitcoin is a reality. It is a peer-to-peer, zero trust transfer of value. Anything that supports the all instruments of national power for the United States of America is to the good.
Thank you. I'll have to go back and listen to that answer to kind of decipher it. Most of us you're way over our head.
So the Admiral gets it, okay? The Admiral understands Bitcoin, he understands the value, and when someone with this importance, like this Admiral, testifies in Congress and on this world stage talks about Bitcoin like that, that is huge, huge for Bitcoin, and it just shows how far Bitcoin has come. 17 years, and this is really, really huge for Bitcoin. And the race begins. The race between countries begins to Bitcoin. People are racing to hold as much Bitcoin as possible because people starting to figure out that there will only ever be 21 million. There cannot be more than that. And that is the beauty, that is the value, one of the value components of Bitcoin. So I'll wrap up here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.